is up, my fellow creeps? It's Perpetual Panic, one half of the Respawn Bros, bringing you weekly horror game news. This week, we're keeping it short and sweet. With the PTB wrapping up, I just want to dive into Dead by Daylight's newest patch and go over some things you guys pointed out that I didn't even notice. Before we dive in, if you guys want more news and updates in the horror gaming world, please like and subscribe to our channel. Let's get into it. The Dead by Daylight patch. Now, a bunch of you pointed out things I didn't mention last time, and that's why I love doing this with our community. This channel isn't just about what we think, we also like to discuss. We like to have open dialogue with our community because you guys see the game in a different way. One of the biggest things I thought you could have exploited with this patch is by bringing 2 other survivors and taking that 4th random survivor, getting them hooked first, and letting him die on hook, making the first death happen before 6 hooks, and blocking generators from being able to be regressed by the killer. And some of you pointed out that that would not be the case. If that were to happen, if the first hooked died on the first hook, the penalty would not occur. Generators would not be blocked, and the killer would still be able to kick and regress the generators. Now that is a good thing, but I still think the cons outweigh the pros to this patch. I don't know about some of you, but as a killer, sometimes I get lost in the match and I get one survivor up, they get saved. I get another survivor up on a hook, they get saved, and then I go for the first one that was hooked. I know that's not technically tunneling, but it is kind of a form of it. I'm not trying avidly to get that one person out for this reason or that. They're just there. They're accessible to me, so I take chase. And if I can get them down quick, I get them down no matter who they are, and then I'll hook them. The problem with that is if I hook them and it's their second state, they could be left on hook, whether the other teammates are doing generators or whatever they're doing. It could just be the happenstance of the game and the match itself to where now that hooked survivor dies and then the penalty ensues. It wasn't because I was avidly trying to tunnel. I was just trying to play the game and trying to win. It wasn't because the survivors were trying to exploit anything either. They were trying to win too by doing gens, thinking that maybe other survivors would go and help, and that didn't happen. Now I'm penalized as a killer for tunneling when I didn't. And I think at its core, that's the problem with this patch. There's too many circumstances like that to where the killer would be punished for something that they weren't doing. The slugging portion of this patch I think was fine. I don't think there's anything fundamentally wrong with that at all. I think that will help the game. I think they can keep that, maybe tweak it a little bbit. That's fine. It's the anti-tunneling system that needs to be tweaked and vastly changed from what it is right now. Now, Behavior has listened to the community and their feedback, and with only, I think, like 3 days into the PTB, they confirmed that this patch will not be going live, but they are going to keep working on it. And honestly, that's the smart move. Like I said, tunneling and slugging are a real issue, but this patch, it just wasn't the right answer. But I do have hope that they will get it right. But what do you guys think? Will DBD get it right, or are they doomed? Are they on a downward trajectory that they just cannot get out of? Drop your thoughts below, and please do not forget to subscribe for next week's horror game news. Stay creepy, my friends. That is all I got for now.